Hi everyone. Today, let's have a little fun. I hope you like crossword puzzles because we're going to create just that, a crossword puzzle game. And I hope you enjoy it.
Hi everyone. Just wanted to show you that you could find all the documentation for the projects on GitHub under the name Snake Charmer Data. I've started a new repository and this one is called Games, and this is where I have dropped the information about the crossword puzzles game and the code as well. So being a Python code, it's a .py. I wanted to show you a version of basically the natural language for this. When we create the natural languages, it has to just, when we provide it, it has to be as condensed as possible and straight to the point. Essentially, we want it to be as conducive to explaining exactly what it is that we want as an input and what it is that we want as an output. So for the for the code, let's go over it very for the natural language. Let's go over it very quickly. So we want to create a Python tkinter application, meaning we want it to be graphically a graphical user interface, and we want it to generate 6 words, and they would be vertical or horizontal, and they would be made up of randomly fetched words and, of course, definitions for those from the DataMuse API. So essentially, the code will, once it starts getting into its procedures, it will fetch that information from a system called DataMuse. And we have 4 categories here. One of them is science, one of them is history, and then we have the other two being politics and geography. We One of the important things is that what we wanted to include a new game button as well, as basically most systems will have. I mean, as most games will have to restart and allows you to play a new game. And at the same time, we wanted to prompt us for these 4 category so we could select among them. We also want to have a cell numbering coordinate system, just like the regular crossword puzzles that you would be familiar with, the ones you've seen when I guess, well, at least me in my younger days in the newspaper. And of course, we want to have some additional game controls for checking answers and of course, one of the important buttons, we want to get some hints going, right? Now, I do I do encourage you to go ahead and play around with it as much as you can. Break it if you must. You could just copy the code again and start fresh. No worries. One of the things I encourage you to, as a little challenge and just having fun, is to see if you could add additional subjects, such as I think famous people would be a great one. And another option that you should probably explore is to see if you could add an option that contains easy as default, and then you could increase the level of difficulty using medium and then expert level. And most of all, I would like you to have fun. I hope you enjoy it. So, without further ado, I just wanted to show you this. Of course, it is in the games category. So you will have both. You will have the code as well. So you could just copy paste the code. All right, let's close that and we will open our Visual Studio environment. If you have followed my previous my previous sessions. There is one that is all about Python environments. It's a short one, so do have a look because when you create a new project, meaning a new folder on your desktop, and you will create a file in there, which would be a .py Python file, you also want to create a new Python environment. So for every new project, you should best practice create it while connecting it to a new Python environment that you will initialize. And that is a great way to avoid errors. It's very easy. You could just, it's on the GitHub as an explanation as well, um, under Python environments. So let's connect to this Python file. So we want to go to File. We're going to open. I've already built it using that natural language, that phrase that you've just seen. So we're just going to go ahead and open, and it's the crossword puzzle. So here's the code. After you create a new environment, of course, there are the libraries that need to be imported. So these are the tkinter, of course, short for TK, and I mean TK short for tkinter, and we there's a bunch of libraries that you import using the pip install and then library name. So these are the bits of codes. Of course, in the future, I'll also post a couple of sessions that will be all about classes and functions and what they are and how to use them and object-oriented programming, how they're part of that. Um, I will also explain what are tuples and dictionaries, and those, of course, are basically all parts of that are important because they're parts and pieces that make up what the Python program really is. So this one is a very simple game. And so the environment was already created, and I've already deleted the environment as best practice, but you could leave the environment. I suggest leaving the environment if you plan to take your project from project 1.0 to project 2.0 and so on and so forth. So let's run this and see what we get. By the way, I do encourage you to take a look at the code, see what all this means. You do have in green, you have explanations as best practice, of course, when it really helps from one developer to another to really understand why we have this bit and pieces of code and what they do, as well as for anybody. Um, for my purposes, when I create a program, I want to know where everything is. So ideally, it has to be as properly explained as possible. And this is one of the great advantages of NLPs, is that it doesn't just provide you the code, but it also explains and breaks it down for you. So that is awesome, and that allows you to actually explore things a bit. Like you could change the paddings or you could change the colors. For instance, you have the blue color here, you have a green. See what it does and what happens when you change it. So let's run this and we get it at behind the scenes here. And here we go. Here is our puzzle game. And so we see we are in category science here. Let me click on new game and see how this works. So I could select one of the four categories. Every time I'm going to click on new game and select a new category, it's going to randomly generate a new category. And that is, of course, because of that great import that I've shown you before, that API that it connects to. And so let's choose here. We are going to choose, let's choose history and see what we get. So we have The so we have here it says across. We have one that is across, horizontal, and this one is called the science of determining the order in which events occurred. I'm not really great at, besides loving crossword puzzles, I'm actually not really good at it. So let's click on hints and we can start getting some hints. And so we have a letter S as a hint, and we could just keep clicking hints. We have a letter P as a hint. Uh, Once we're done, of course, we have an option here, a button that says check answers. So, of course, this will give you the results when you're ready to, when you've got everything covered. And let's get some more hints here. Of course, we have the others. So history, a registry, so accounting. So this one tells us that it starts at 2F down. So it's going to be at 2 and F. So it would be just about there and it will go down. And a registry of pecuniary transactions. I have no idea what that is. A written or printed statement of business dealings or debts and credits, and also of other things subjected to a reckoning or review. Um, so, as you could see, I personally believe that these are difficult. And I think that maybe you can partake on the challenge, which allows you to go from easy, such as please take it really easy on me, and medium, such as okay, I'm ready for the next challenge, and of course, challenging. So that one probably these will fit more into that aspect. So that's pretty much it. I let's see, let's generate a new game here. This is fun, um, and I hope you enjoy it and that you get to explore and experiment and play with it and break it and rebuild it to your liking. And but above all, just enjoy the journey. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.